last episode of Seeking Sister Wife, and yes, I know we're like 4 episodes deep, but I'm still trying to get everyone's names down because we have so many new faces this season. I think I have everyone's names down except the husband here. Is his name Reese or Race? Or is it something completely different? I'm still trying to get his name down. Him and his wife, Billie Jean. I think these two right here, they're going to have the most trouble out of anyone finding someone, because it's already a big barrier to entry finding someone willing to be polygamous, and then you have to find someone who's willing to split things 50-50 because they don't want someone who wants to just sit down and be taken care of. When I first sat down and was trying to brainstorm, like, how can this couple have any sort of luck finding a potential girlfriend when it comes to his flamboyant personality? And I was like, well, they might have to go overseas, like go to the Philippines or Brazil and find somebody who's willing to look past that, and they just see, oh, he's American, I can look past his flamboyant personality. But that's not going to happen for them because they want somebody who's going to be self-sufficient from the jump. They want somebody who's going to be able to afford their own home, because they want like a Cody Brown situation where all the wives had their own home, and I guess he's just going to go from house to house. Plus, they want somebody who's going to be willing to bear his children and give them a big family. So, I don't know. I think they need to go find somebody who's like more quiet and shy to balance out his over-the-top personality. They're not having any type of luck on the app. So, Billie Jean met up with one of her friends, and her friend is like super popular. She has all types of different friends all over the place, and she has some ideas of people she can potentially hook them up with, and she knows that this is gonna be a hard job, but she thinks she's up to it. So I'll be interested to see what kind of girls they're gonna end up going out on dates with. And next, let's talk about Yessel and Danny. So this couple, I think they're gonna have a hard time finding someone too. I think Danny is making way too many barriers to entry, and she's just making way too many rules. So she couldn't have a girl. She only had boys, and it was always her dream to have a girl. So she already made a rule that if Yessel finds a girl, that they can't have a baby, because at first she was fine with him having babies, but she's like, no, I don't want you to have a baby, because if she ends up having a girl, it's gonna break my heart. And that's not fair. Like, the chances of finding someone who's gonna be okay with not having children, I mean, unless you find someone who's already done and settled, like already had their tubes tied, or say they've already had their kids, or they might get lucky and find someone who doesn't want kids, but still that's gonna cut their chances of finding someone. And it's like almost like Danny's wanting to make so many rules to make it to where he doesn't find somebody, and he ends up finding somebody, I guess, on, I think he said on one of the apps, I can't remember, but he ends up finding this girl, and they made this big rule that they're only going to talk in the group chat, because he dated this girl last time and Danny felt left behind because he just moved forward with this girl. They're texting all day, and Danny barely knew this girl. It ended up not working out, and now they're trying again. And you know what? It wouldn't shock me. This show was Danny's idea, because she probably thought, okay, we're going to do this again. Let's at least do it on the show so we can try to hold Yessel accountable, because Yessel's talking to a new girl, and she's requiring all communication to go through this group chat. She does not want Yessel to communicate with this girl one-on-one. She wants to be involved in all the conversations. And I don't know, I just feel like she's micromanaging things way too much. She's overcomplicating everything, and it's taking the fun out of everything for everybody. She is saying that she wants Yessel and his new girlfriend to come to her before they decide to be intimate. I get her wanting to take time with everything and make sure they really get to know this person, but at the end of the day, if you put way too many rules and regulations on everything, I just feel like that's her just looking for a reason for it to fail. And I feel like anybody coming into the relationship is not going to feel like an equal. Like, if that was the person she's saying, oh, you got to let me know before you sleep with Yessel. I would be flipping it back and be like, okay, you better do the same thing. Anytime before you sleep with Yessel, I want to get permission. You better hit me up and communicate with me. And like, when is the communication supposed to happen? Like before the date, or like when they're in the bedroom in the heat of the moment before he sticks it in, he has to call and check beforehand. I mean, I get it. She just doesn't want them jumping into things and getting to know each other, but I just feel like they're gonna have a hard time having someone come in and feel like an equal. They're gonna feel like Danny's superior to them and Danny's the one running shit, and yes, they'll maybe fine with her controlling everything in their marriage, but I think they're going to have a hard time finding someone else that's going to be okay with Danny running shit. And they're just not going to feel like an equal if they cannot bear Yessel's children. But I think they found someone who could be a good match, because they found a girl on this dating app and she has an older daughter. I think her daughter is like a teenager. So, I mean, they may have a good chance that this woman might be okay with not having any more kids. This woman seems like the perfect match. She's been in polygamous relationships before, but it was more casual, like, you know, I'll come over and hook up with you, not so much like, you know, let's actually look into being a partnership together. But she said that she has an older daughter, so she wants to settle down and find somebody that she can be with the rest of her life. But the thing is, Yessel's not being honest with this girl. He's not letting this girl know that they're going to have to get his wife's permission before they're intimate. He doesn't know that, or she doesn't know that they're not supposed to be talking outside of the group chat. So there's a group chat between the wife, Yessel, and this new girl, and the wife said, you cannot talk to this new girl outside the group chat. I want everything to be equal. I want to know about everything. But Yessel's already been breaking the rules. He got caught, and he doesn't seem to really care that he's doing it. Like, he's admitted, like, yeah, it happened, and he told her it won't happen again, but he pretty much admitted to producers that it's gonna happen again. Like, he really doesn't seem to respect his wife when it comes to that part. But that's not fair that you're not telling these girls that you're talking to, because he's giving these girls these ideas that, you know, this is just this open relationship and Danny's down for whatever. But they're gonna learn, like, hey, you're not even supposed to be talking to me outside this group chat. I think that would make a lot of women think twice about getting into a relationship like that. And I get he doesn't want to scare women away, but he does need to be somewhat upfront with them. But he did take this girl out on a date with his wife, and they all met up, and they're all asking all the right questions. Like, is this something you want long term? Is this something that you want to be serious? I really felt like the whole kid situation should have been brought up, but I do get maybe it is a little early. Like, they don't even know if they're compatible long term. They've only been talking on the phone. They haven't hung out with each other. But I do feel like it's fair to bring that up to save everyone's time, because what if the girl gets invested and then 6 months later she learns that and she just wasted 6 months of her life? I just think Yessel's a little horn dog, because he goes out on this date with this girl he's been talking to with his wife, and he doesn't really bring up any of the important points. His wife is asking all the important questions, and so is the girlfriend. Yessel really didn't seem to care to get to know this new girl, like where her head's at or what she wants for the future. All he had to contribute to the conversation was talking about mac and cheese noises, and the date was all confused, like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, you know, the mac and cheese noises in the bedroom, you don't know about that? And Danny was just sitting there rolling her eyes, and it seemed like the date was like, well, I'm glad you brought this up, because I was wanting to know, when can I have sex with your husband? And Danny said that she's not comfortable with them hooking up yet, and she feels like they need to ask her permission before they do so. And it just seems like that's all Yessel cares about. I think Yessel doesn't really care about getting to know her mentally. He just wants to get to know her physically. And the wife seems really annoyed, because Yessel was talking about how he loves this new date's body and how voluptuous and curvy she is and how small she is. But Danny's the complete opposite. She's tall, she's slender, and she's just starting to feel a little insecure, you can see, because she's like, here he is talking about how he likes curvy women when I'm the complete opposite. Like, does he like me? And I think she's feeling very intimidated by this new girl girl, because this new girl was like, I love sex all day, every day. That's what my culture is known for. I think Danny's very scared that he is just going to want to hook up with her all day, every day, and then he's just going to look back. He may just like forget about her and be like, Danny who? And I think that's probably why Yessel is probably seeking out, because I think he probably feels like he has a high sex drive and probably feels like one woman is not enough. But I'll talk about the Merrifields and the other couples in a separate video. But give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.